Ninja, OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE, Nintendo Switch, and gaming news video. Today we have some awesome information for you, so let's go ahead and get right into it here. So PS4 shipments top 60 million worldwide. Worldwide total shipments for the PlayStation 4 have reached 60 million. Sony has announced in its financial results for the fiscal year ended March 31st, 2017. 20 million PlayStation 4s were shipped in the fiscal year 2016, which ran between April 1st, 2016 and March 31st, 2017. Sony forecasts it will ship 18 million PlayStation 4s in the fiscal year 2017, which began on April 1st, 2017 and ends March 31st, 2018, for a total of 78 million total PlayStation 4 shipped by next March. So fantastic numbers for the PlayStation 4. It's doing very well, and I think it got a late season push, I guess, with stuff like Nier Automata and Nioh, Horizon Zero Dawn. All of those games really help Sony, in addition to the great third-party support that they already have. But Japanese developers really kicked it into high gear, starting off with Final Fantasy 15 at the end of the year for 2016, and leading into that January and February with Nioh, rounding it off with Nier Automata. Fantastic sales for Sony, and hopefully they continue to go forward and continue to get these great games like Nier Automata and Nioh, Final Fantasy 15 on the PlayStation 4 for 2017 leading up until 2018. Alright, and sticking with the PlayStation 4 console news, PlayStation 4 Dragon Quest Loto edition announced for Japan. So it includes a physical copy of Dragon Quest XI for the PS4 as well. Sony Interactive Entertainment Japan Asia has announced a PlayStation 4 Dragon Quest Loto edition due alongside Dragon Quest XI in Search of the Departed Time in Japan on July 29th. The PlayStation 4 Dragon Quest Loto edition will cost 39,980 yen plus tax, and it will include Dragon Quest themed PlayStation 4 hardware with 1TB hard drive, Dragon Quest themed DualShock 4 wireless controller, physical copy of Dragon Quest XI in the Search of the Departed Time for the PlayStation 4 with a download code for early purchase bonuses, Vest of Happiness, and Upstart Vest. Liquid Metal Slime Gold USB cover figure, PlayStation 4 original themed download code, cables and printed manual. Pre-orders will begin on April 29th on the Amazon Japan page, and you can actually see the trailer that they're showing off for this awesome looking PlayStation 4 right here. The cool thing about PlayStation 4 is that it is 100% region free, so if you want to import this thing, it's probably going to be pricey, but you can go on Play Asia to see if you can get this device, although it's going to be pretty expensive. But overall, for Japanese consumers, it's really cool. The blue and the controller looks awesome. The little slime thing looks really cool as well, and I'm pretty sure they did something like this with Dragon Quest Heroes in Japan. So once again, they're redoing that. I think it was a silver one that they did back when Dragon Quest Heroes came out, so now they're doing this. I think it's really going to help, but it's going to be interesting to see, because moving into this next article here, there is also a new Nintendo 2DS XL Dragon Quest Liquid Metal Slime Edition announced for Japan, and this includes a physical copy of Dragon Quest XI for the Nintendo 3DS. Now, Nintendo has announced a new Nintendo 2DS XL Dragon Quest Liquid Metal Slime Edition, which is due out alongside Dragon Quest XI in Search of the Departed Time in Japan on July 29th. The new Nintendo 2DS XL Dragon Quest Liquid Metal Slime Edition will cost 22,480 yen plus tax, and will include Dragon Quest Liquid Metal Slime themed new Nintendo 2DS XL hardware, physical copy of Dragon Quest XI in the Search of the Departed Time for the Nintendo 3DS, with a download code for early purchase options, the Vest of Happiness, and Upstart Vest, Liquid Metal Slime 3DS Metal download code. Pre-orders are now available on the Amazon Japan page, just like the PlayStation 4 one, and the new Nintendo 2DS is the latest version of Nintendo's non-3D 3DS model. It was first announced late yesterday, and this looks really good, so it'll be interesting to see if consumers actually opt to get both of them, if people just tend to go more towards one than the other. I think with the install base as far as Japan goes, and just the type of games that Japan likes to play when it comes to how they like to play them, which is portably, I think this new Nintendo 2DS XL Slime Edition is going to do very well. It's a nice price in between the normal 2DS and the Nintendo 3DS, and with the cheaper price, with the dual screens and more appealing look, the sleekness of this, I do feel that this 2DS is going to shoot up the charts when it comes to sales. The original 2DS did not do that well in Japan, just because I just don't think it was appealing enough. There was no reason to have that weird, odd wedge-shaped design, when actually having a clamshell would be easier for kids to carry around. So I think that's the reason why the 2DS never really took off. But with this, they can ice it a little bit more, because it has some moving parts counterparts with the clamshell design, but it's not quite as high. You don't have to worry about 3D, which does jack up the price of the Nintendo 3DS itself. So you can price it nice and you can have the same look and the style of the 3DS, but just cheaper. So I think it's going to be very good for Japan, and this new Nintendo Slime 2DS is going to do very well. I think it looks fantastic. I really love the color of the black and the silver. It looks fantastic. Alright, and moving on to the next article here. Nintendo has revealed a new character for ARMS, and his name is Helix, and this dude is freaking weird. At first, when I saw this trailer, I was like, I'm not sure if I should be like scared or if I should be excited for this like guy, this Osmosis Jones looking green dude. I mean, it's insane, the trailer. I can't play it because I'm pretty sure Nintendo is going to copyright claim it, but you can see some screenshots. I'll pluck some out. It's just short snippets here and there, and according to what Nintendo says, they say that Helix was created at ARMS Laboratories Inc. He can shrink and stretch at will with his elastic body. ARMS comes to Nintendo Switch on June 16th, and he is called DNA Man in Japan, but everywhere else he's called Helix. So, this is just really cool because some of his moves that he has going here, I do want to go through some of the stuff that he can do. He can shrink, like they said, and he can kind of just like go all the way down or go back up. He can dodge a bunch of stuff too. I think there was Mechanica and she was punching with a bunch of her rapid punches and he was just like dodging all of them. He was stretching all over the place, and he is just an insane looking fighter, and I'm pretty sure what they're going to do with him is that he might not have much HP, but he is very elusive, so maybe you could knock him out quickly because he's super agile. He's doing backflips, he's doing stretching all over the place, going down, moving around. He's like doing like the shimmy. At one point he is like shimmying back and forth. This is an insane fighter, so I'm really going to be excited to try out this dude, especially when ARMS comes out one day pretty much after E3 ends or so. There's going to be a lot of hype heading into what this game can do, especially just like the tournament scene. I think the online and competitive scene for this game can be amazing just because the variety of characters that are in here. So I'm really excited for Helix or DNA Man. What do you guys like better? Do you guys like Helix or DNA Man? But he does look insane, and Nintendo did say that they're going to show off a lot more characters, and that's exactly what they're doing. Trust me, this isn't the end of it. There's going to be more character reveals, and I think it's going to shape up to be quite the cast of characters from just different styles all over the place. It's going to be insane matches online. Can't wait to play against all you ninja out there when it comes to PE game nights and stuff. Alright, and moving on to the last article here. Capcom has reconfirmed Nintendo Switch development commitment. So we all know that Capcom and Nintendo worked very closely on the Nintendo Switch, but there hasn't really been much support from them at the moment. However, that is going to change. So let's go ahead and get into this article here. So Capcom has previously stated that they fully intend to support the Nintendo Switch and hope that the platform can be a success with their strong library of games. This commitment has been reconfirmed in the company's latest financial report, citing the Nintendo Switch as one of the platforms it's bringing an array of titles to. Whether these turn out to be original titles built specifically for the Nintendo Switch has yet to be confirmed. Obviously, we don't know what they're going to be doing. They say 3-1 digital content strategic objectives and plan. Focus on sales of major titles in the global market. Consumer strategies. Reap stable contributions from major brands. Launch 2 major titles. Bolster lineup of current generation console re-releases, promote multi-platform development, including for the Nintendo Switch, explore leading edge markets such as esports with Street Fighter V, focus on brand penetration in growth regions such as Asia to establish future revenue sources, grow revenue with digital downloads, full game and additional content, accelerate rollout of digital download offerings from our back catalog of 79 million selling titles and other context-based assets. Digital revenue forecast, 33.6% of consumer net sales. So I want to talk about this just a little bit because I think Capcom, more than anything, they kind of missed the boat because that's where Konami is picking up the slack, right? Super Bomberman R shipped 500,000 copies. So Konami got money pretty much at full price, $50 for Super Bomberman R, 500,000 units in the, what, 2 months about here? Capcom so missed out because they could have had a classic franchise like Mega Man. They could have had Strider. They could have had something classic for the launch of the Nintendo Switch, and they messed that up because now Bomberman took all of those sales and they really could have had something else there. But of course, When something wasn't ready, it wasn't ready, but they really missed an opportunity to have a Mega Man or exclusive Mega Man Legends 3 or something at the launch of the Nintendo Switch. I think they really missed out, and Konami took full advantage of that, getting all of those sales essentially. So going forward, I think Capcom sees that, and they see the success that this Switch is going to have. That's why they particularly mentioned Nintendo Switch by name, because they really need to jump on this. Like, it's apparent that they need to, especially with Japan, the global market. Switch is selling. Obviously, with Mario Kart 8 and the pre-order numbers, a lot of people are going to be picking up the Nintendo Switch. It's time for Capcom to realize that PS4, Xbox One, and PC isn't the only market that they need to address, which they've been doing for quite some time. It's time for them to kind of come back to Nintendo a little bit and make some games, because I think with Capcom, with the type of games that they have and the Nintendo fan base and what they like to play, I think there's a lot of opportunity for them to have great selling titles, especially with a Mega Man. I think that's probably the biggest thing. If they worked on an exclusive Mega Man on the Nintendo Switch, I think it would do very well. Even if it was just an okay game like Bomberman, I think people would really gravitate towards it in order to keep on making it better. Or if it was just an amazing game at the beginning, I think fans would really go crazy for that type of stuff, and it could easily eclipse Bomberman in a very short amount of time when it comes to sales. So we'll see what they do going forward. I am excited to hear what they have to say here, because they talk about multi-platform development, including Nintendo Switch. So potentially games that you see on PS4, Xbox One, PC are going to be on Nintendo Switch as well. So hopefully we get stuff like Resident Evil 7, whatever the next Resident Evil is, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Hopefully it comes down the line, and other games that they're doing multi-platform wise, because I think it's possible, especially with Nintendo Switch and how Capcom helped them as far as how much RAM they was going to put in and the system itself when it comes to the development atmosphere. Alright, so let me know what you guys think about all of this news in the comment section below. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts. Alright guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future, and subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you ninja for the next video. Peace.